Yo, yo. How you doing? It's your boy Liam Lightbringer. You can follow me on everything at Liam Lightbringer. I'm here to talk to you about a few topics that are on my mind. I have recently received a brand new passport, courtesy of, I suppose, the U.S. government. Um, this is my new passport. Very excited. Um, it is interesting because the new passports on the inside are laminated on the first page. I'm not going to really show you the inside of my passport, but the very first page in the booklet is like laminated. Like as you can see, this isn't like my thing, but you know what I mean. But it's kind of interesting. Um, so previously, the reason I got a new passport today is because when I was in Japan about 8 months ago, I was in Japan this past October. I'd always wanted to visit. My friend Brian and I decided to, finally plunk down some money for, plane tickets and then really book things out and figure out where we were going to go. We went to Tokyo, uh, Fuji, Kyoto, and Osaka. Or Osaka and then Kyoto, and then back to Tokyo. Now, yeah, we spent a good 2 weeks there. It was a good time. Took in a lot of culture, architecture, food, met great people, went on hikes. There's a lot of great nature, animals, just everything. There's just so much to do, so much to try, and so much to see. I recommend it, and I highly recommend anybody who's interested in Japan, even at all, to go visit. Now, I will say, be respectful to the people, be respectful to the culture. You're visiting their place, and so you should want to, um, show them the same respect if they were coming to visit where you live. Now, that means adhering to their customs. So, like, if they're all walking in a straight line to go up the right side of an escalator because, people who are trying to move quickly and trying to like rush to work are using the left side of the escalator to move up quickly, and so people who are, very chill and I can take my time, move to the right. There's little things like that, or like not being loud on the trains, or like understanding that there's women only trains, etc., etc. Yeah, there's just little nuanced things like that. I just recommend you look up the law of the land whenever you travel. Point being, I, when in Kyoto, went to a monkey park. So, yeah, it's called the Arashiyama Monkey Park. You could, I don't know if you could really see it. Yeah, but here, it's in Kyoto. Now, while there, I believe I was on the bus up to this monkey park from our hotel, and I, for whatever reason, lost my passport. It probably slipped out of my pocket. I had it in one of my pockets that was like a little bit more loose in like these loose fitting pants, and I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention to where my passport was. That really sucks. What you do when you lose your passport in a foreign country is that you're supposed to usually go to an embassy to that country so that they can send you an emergency passport so that you can fly home. Now, I realized this, and we were in Kyoto after we had left Osaka, right? We happened to have an extra day in Kyoto that we didn't really have anything planned for. We were just going to, go and kind of explore the city a little bit. But instead, Brian decided, well, if you have to go to the consulate, I'm just going to go to a sauna. And so he went to go check out the saunas in Kyoto. And I had to go back down to Osaka because um, there's no, how do I put it? There's no embassy in Kyoto. There is a consulate in Osaka, and there is an embassy in Tokyo. So I had to go to Osaka because it was closest. So I took the train down to Osaka, and then I ran basically. I basically, yeah, set up an appointment, called the consulate, ran down there, and had to basically wait like an hour and a half, sign up for a whole new passport, take my photo inside a photo booth, and then after that, they printed me a purple emergency passport. I don't have a picture of it. It is up on my Instagram at Liam Lightbringer. You can go check that out there. I had like an outfit where it matched my pants, so I thought it was funny. I thought it was cool looking. Um, while I had my emergency passport, I was able to take a trip out to Costa Rica with my girlfriend. That was very fun. Um, you can also go see that on my Instagram, I suppose. Now, point being, emergency passports are purple, and they say emergency passport on gold letters in front of it, and it's kind of an interesting thing. I think the only other person I've seen with it is a rather controversial streamer. Oh, Johnny Somali. That's it. That Johnny Somali, the guy who's getting beat up in the streets in Korea and I think Japan too. Yeah, he's just been causing problems in a lot of different places. Now, yeah, he was like flexing his emergency passport because I guess he lost his passport or got jumped and got it stolen or something like that. Now, he had an emergency passport and was like flexing that. I'm the only other person I've I'm the only other person I've seen with an emergency passport, but I do know that they exist. Now, the process for swapping them off with your regular passport, the one that I just got back, which is big news, big news. I could finally, go travel because with emergency passports, you can only travel somewhere if there is more than 6 months left on your visa before your passport expires. So like, if say like I was going to Europe and they're like, oh, your passport expires in 7 months. Well, our visa only allows you to stay in Europe for 6 months. So it's fine because you'll have left by the time your passport expires. But if your passport expires in 5 months and you want to go to Europe, they'll say no, 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 because you can stay in Europe for 6 months, but your passport expires in five, so you'll need to be able to be somewhere where you can renew your passport. So it could be like somewhere like an embassy or a consulate, but they're not going to be certain that you will. So if you're in the U.S., it's easier for them to make sure that you can't leave the country without a passport. That's all I'm saying. Now, with an emergency passport, you can get it swapped back to a regular full-fledged passport that's like 10 years in length um, by sending it in and then sending in a picture of yourself. It doesn't even cost anything. It just costs whatever the shipping fee is for how much the passport itself weighs. That you need to put it in an envelope, weigh it, and then send it off to a passport processing center. I believe it's in Philadelphia. Now, yeah, there's a couple other things that I got while I was out in Japan. This is just like a video of me going over some of those trinkets, talking about some of those experiences. It was really cool. Um, this is a flyer that I got for Halloween at the TK Club in Shibuya, uh, which is kind of funny. I only went into like TK like one time, but they were trying to get me to go. Well, no, I think twice. I think twice. Um, but I didn't actually go in on Halloween. I think while I was there, I was going out to a bunch of different other places, and I was just like walking the streets. Some of the issues with Shibuya at the time were that they were not allowing any drinking in the street, and after 6 p.m. at night on Halloween, they closed down all of the liquor areas of the mini marts. So all the mini marts couldn't sell liquor after that because they were like, oh, we don't want binge drinking or smoking on the sidewalks on Halloween because usually it gets too crazy for the residents. And so they decided, no, we're shutting that down. But on Halloween, I was hanging out with a different, slightly problematic streamer, slightly homeless, who is a streamer on Twitch. He was banned on or not Twitch, excuse me. He's a kick streamer. Kick streamers are kind of in a league of their own as far as controversialness controversiality goes. Controversy controversy goes. Yeah, they're in a league of their own because they just do off the wall shit because you can't all the shit that you can't do on Twitch you can do on Kick. So I was hanging out with um, that streamer because like the day that I got there, I went and I met the Minasan Konichiwa arts guy that I'd seen on social media. I went and I saw him the first day I was in Shibuya, probably like 45 minutes after I got there. It was kind of cool. Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna see that guy around if I just walk around in Shibuya, and I did, so it's kind of cool. But while I was doing that, I ran into a bunch of other people who were streaming and doing a bunch of cool stuff. So I was just hanging out with them, and then one day he asked me to be his camera guy for Halloween. So I was like, yeah, sure, screw it, why not? I have an outfit, and I went out and I did that. It was crazy in Shibuya on the 31st because the police had like buses, buses and buses and buses and buses and buses lined up like ready to, arrest people and cart people off for drinking in the street. But then they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything because me and this streamer, we walked a good no, like a good like 25 minutes outside the Shibuya city center, maybe like 15. So like in the center that shows a map where they were selling liquor. So we just walked right outside the area that they weren't selling liquor, walked right into a liquor store, bought a bunch of sake, bought a bunch of I think soju, and then I had a hoodie pocket and I just stuffed my sake and my soju into my hoodie pocket. It worked out. We just walked right back into the area where they said they weren't selling liquor. So we had liquor wherever we wanted. We could drink kind of wherever we wanted. And so most people were just like walking off to the side a little bit or like standing on a sidewalk facing an alley and just, doing whatever they were going to do. Because that was what people were doing anyway, you know. Apart from that, this is, I don't know what I need to cover here, but, um, this is my flight ticket to Tokyo. That was kind of cool. I was real happy with that. Um, I didn't know that Asahi, like the company that makes like those Asahi beers, I didn't know they also made mint. They make little mints, so that was cool. Um, I think this is. Hold up. Yeah, this is like I'm just gonna flash this real quick, like right here. That is a light. This is a note from the Consulate General of the United States to Japan, basically saying that my passport was eligible for 1 year. So basically, they came down and signed it, which was very nice, very cool, very swag of them for me to be able to get back and not miss my flight that I paid a bunch of money for. Um, uh, this right here, this piece of paper. I'm not showing you what's on the front because it has my address on it, but it is the piece of paper that what do you call it? Yeah, I'll just flip it over a little bit right there, covering my address. It's the piece of paper that I had to fill out at the Kyoto police station where I was looking for. I filed a missing item report looking for my passport, and they eventually found it and got it sent back to the hotel, and then later sent to me. But at that point, I had already gone to Osaka and gotten my limited validity passport. You know. All right, and this is a flyer from the ambient room where me and where I saw a bunch of different noise artists. Um, let's see, it was Claire Rose, Okada Takiro, Sakuragi Daigo, Ichikawa Jinya, uh, Tatsumi Keigo, and Suimin. Yeah, there were like a bunch of DJ sets and like live sets. Like I say DJ loosely because like Claire Rose was like kind of like soft, soft in a degree, like noise, deeply intimate, emotional content. Um, that is with like some acoustic instrumentation and such. Um, whereas some of the other stuff was more like experimental or industrial or like meditative in nature. Like one thing I did notice about that concert and like the rooms and like people watching it is that nobody was on their phone. Like they all paid the artist their respect by actually tuning into what they were trying to put forward. You know, yeah, yeah. So this is really cool. This is really cool. I appreciated going to this. It has like pictures of the artists. It has the autumn ambient room. It shows like a crossword and then goes like through all the things. But if you go through the labyrinth, it shows all of the names of all the artists and spells them out with like these little letters that are in there. On the other side of the flyer, um, yeah, there's this QR code for the event. Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. I really appreciated it. Something else I will say is that like there's like orange juice dispensers in Tokyo, and like let me like vending machines. And oh my god, orange juice vending machines go crazy there. Like you can see the oranges up top. They like cut them, roll down, and like cut it and juice it for you. Super fresh, super good. Oh my god, there's one of those outside the Tokyo sauna. There's like a yeah, I think it's called Sauna Tokyo or something like that. But oh my god, you need to go check out one of them saunas. You need to go check out one of them saunas. Like go to a bathhouse, bathe, sweat, relax. Take the time to do that. It will feel amazing. You'll feel rejuvenated afterwards. You'll come out of that sauna new person and relax as shit. I highly recommend. Apart from that, yeah, that about wraps up this video. This is big news because I have my passport and I can go travel again. Yeah, there's not less than 6 months left on my passport. Yeah, I was basically at the 6 month mark because as of like 2 months ago, so I couldn't visit Costa Rica as of April. That was getting spooky. But I visited in January, so that was good. This is a photo of Utah or a painting that um I had done like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. No, I think three, 3 weeks. By unusual artist, right? Yeah, he did this. I think he's like 17. It's kind of crazy. Really good artwork. But I bought this at the Baltimore Comic Con when I was there shortly before I went to Japan. Yeah. Yeah, but that's all I really wanted to talk about during this video. There's a lot of cool stuff about Japan. You should go check it out. You should definitely go see it and be respectful when you do. Enjoy some of the cheap food, cause like I was very surprised that you could buy like what would normally be a $5 or $6 bag of jerky in the United States for $1.50 in Japan. I was really impressed by the fast food, not fast food, excuse me, like convenience store food, like the food at the combinis, crazy. Like I really like why is it like you can get really fucked up and get really drunk and then you'll go into a 7-Eleven in the morning and they'll be like, "Oh, have some clam soup. It'll sober you up." Like you have that clam soup? What hangover? Hangover who? You go get a Pocari Sweat? New favorite drink. New favorite drink. Like I was living on Pocari Sweat when I was out there. Not all the time, but like I was having it pretty regular. I really like the Pocari Sweat. That shit's good. I would absolutely drink that Pocari Sweat. Please, 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 please sell them in the U.S. Please, not just the packets. I don't want the packets. I want that. I want the Pocari Sweat from the tit, just from the source. You know. Yeah, but that's really all I wanted to get into. Um, I I really like it there. Uh, I will say a couple other things. I've been watching One Piece lately, so when I went to the One Piece store, there's this like old bag done by Eiichiro Oda, which is I think from One Piece's 12th anniversary, which I don't know where that would be in like the story. It's probably like end of Fishman Island or like early Punk Hazard. I don't know, somewhere around there, in and around there. Now, yeah, this is from One Piece's 12th anniversary. 'Cause I think this is wait. No, this is like right at the end of right before the 2 year time skip because of Nami's hair. Yeah. And then what else? What else? What else? While I was there, I bought this really cool, really sick, really cool, really sick Brook. My favorite straw hat. He's just so silly. Can you guess why he's my favorite straw hat? If you can guess why he's my favorite straw hat, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, like and subscribe. Watch my videos. I make great content. Enjoy. Goodbye.